Good morning and welcome to your to-do list from the universe. I am your host, Cindy Van Arnhem, and yes, I am back from a 2-week vacation, traveling all over the place and taking some time off. Now, of course, there was other things happening behind the scenes, but I took some time off from social media and stepped away, and I am so excited to be back in this community and to be sharing these messages. So as we were listening to Joy and Jonah speak this morning about the energy, about what to expect, about cracking open our love note from the universe, one of the things that really stood out to me was this concept of trying to figure out the how. Now, for those of you who know me, you've heard this story before. I used to always try to manipulate the material world. I lived very much in the 3D experience. I thought that that was the only thing that was available to us. I didn't understand that there was other possibilities. I had never meditated before I met Joy Kingsborough. I had never spent any time in the experimenting or exploration of the spiritual realm. I had taken a lot of personal development. I had learned a lot about universal laws, but I hadn't quite bridged the gap yet in understanding what that actually meant. And so when I met Joy Kingsborough, I remember I worked with her privately for a year. And the question that I always asked was, how, Joy? How? Tell me how. Tell me how to make more money. Tell me how to live on purpose. Tell me how to create more impact. How do I? And it was always the word how. And if it wasn't the word how, it was the word when. But today I want to focus on that how. Because today's energy with this 8 of clubs ruling number 8, it almost always, the 8 has this tendency to go outside of itself looking for answers. How do I feel better in my body? I take all these supplements, I eat better food, I move my body more. Or how do I make more money? Well, I put out different offers, I create, I post more on social media, right? These are all 3D material world hows. Here's what I have learned in the last couple of weeks. Yes, Joe, thank you. How is the biggest dream killer? How is your mind's way of staying trapped in the safety and comfort of what it knows in its pattern to keep you safe? Now, that's all well and good if you're being chased by saber-toothed things. But we're no longer being chased by saber-toothed things. And we have options and possibilities and availability to us always. We are not at the whim of what's happening in the outside world. There is more. There is this seen world where we try to manipulate and force and control and scare tactics and manipulation. All this happens in the 3D world. But there's the unseen world that is all about our vibrational frequency, what we choose to do with what we want, how we choose to operate in our life experience, what we're choosing to observe in the 3D world. So we can go about our day and we can explore and we can observe fear, manipulation, scare tactics, all these things happening in the 3D, control. Or we can go through our life and choose to experience the possibility, choosing to experience the unseen world, choosing to observe the love, the bliss, the joy, the wealth, the wonder that is this world. We are human beings designed to create and play in the material experience, but we are not at the whim of that material experience, and we are not designed to control that material experience. Now, this, of course, depends on your level of consciousness, which is what Joy and Jonah were talking about this morning, whether or not you believe the world is happening to you, for you, through you, or as you. If you believe that the world is happening to you, then you may believe things in the news, you may be caught up in the fear, you may get frustrated by the fear tactics and the manipulation that occur. If you believe that life happens through you, then perhaps you have this tendency to go, okay, yes, I created that and I don't really like it, well, I wonder what I did wrong. Maybe I can change something and maybe I can fix something. Maybe I need some healing. And that's okay too. But if you believe that the world is happening as you, then there is nothing wrong. You are whole, you are complete, and you can create. So it depends on your level of consciousness. So know where you are. Step number one on your to-do list for the universe, from the universe. Step number one, know who you are. So, so, so important. Do you know that you are a person who is a creator, who is connected to source, who can be, do, have anything you desire? Do you know that? Not just mentally, but emotionally, physically, in the body. Do you know for sure that you are a creator? And if you don't, that's okay. There's work that can be done to get you there. No problem. There are no problems. So step number one, know who you are. The first thing to do with that, I always recommend getting a numerology reading. Numerology reading was the number one thing that broke me through into the possibility that there was more to this life, that there was more to the hoping like hell money would show up in my bank account, hoping like hell that my boyfriend would stay with me and not cheat on me, hoping like hell that somebody would buy my services online. There was so much more to life than that. And I discovered that through a numerology reading. So if you have not yet experienced a numerology reading, there's a link in this video. Grab it. You can book a reading with me and we can talk about what's possible for you based on your mathematical code. Number one, know who you are. Number two, meditation, cue, anything that allows you to step out of the 3D world and observe it. Being the observer of your thoughts, being the observer of your emotions, directing your mind, focusing your mind on what you want instead of what you don't want. There are a lot of things in this world that when we look at it and we observe it, we go, oh, I don't want that. And it is the judgment of that that causes it to perpetuate. We allow that to go into entropy by letting go of the focus and the attachment, and we focus instead on what we want. And we do this through mental focus, through meditation practice, very specific meditation practices, or cue. If you've not yet experienced cue, you can grab that from my website as well. Join us for cue, Jonah Live. Jonah Live, always, we have a cue and meditation practice at the beginning. You can experience what that's like. You can grab a ticket to Jonah Live in my details of this video. So step number one, know who you are. Step number two, some sort of practice that allows you to be the observer rather than being in the 3D. Step number three. This is one of my favorites. Joy and Jonah have suggested this time and time again with a multitude of different ways of doing it. We offer this, we suggest this in Money Mojo, we suggest this in Mindshift, it's in all the places. Create a possibilities list. When you start to train your mind to seek out possibility, you stop focusing on what's wrong and you start focusing on what's possible. So I invite you today to create a list of 100 possibilities. What's possible for you today? If you're caught up in your health story and you're like, something's wrong in my body, I don't know what's going on. What are 100 possible ways that you could experience wellness, vitality, and well-being? If you are caught up in a money story, what are 100 ways that you could experience wealth? And allow yourself to go into the mindset of possibility. Now, this exercise will not be easy. Trust me. You'll get to about 20 to 25 and you'll be like, oh no, I can't come up with any more. Keep going. Because when you hit 64, something will click in your mind and you will create and create and create, and your mind will understand that possibilities are limitless. So keep going. So number one, know who you are. Book a reading. The link for the numbers reading is in the description of this video. And let's see if I can give you my website here, www.cindyvanarnhem.com. Maybe that works. Maybe it doesn't. CindyVanArnhem.com. Joy, thank you for posting that. Of course, so step number one, know who you are, book a reading. Step number two, some sort of practice to allow you to be the observer of the 3D world and not stuck in it. So meditation, cue, contemplation, journaling, cards, anything that allows you to tap into more of the intuitive side of you. And then step number three, create that possibilities list. Open yourself up to the limitless possibilities available to us in the unseen world. I hope you have an incredible, beautiful day. Enjoy, and I will see you tomorrow. As always, remember, I love you, I believe in you, and I see your power. Bye for now.